I think the toughest one for me to realize was that it's easier to escape a life you don't like than to build a life you love. It's less job to fly away from it than to actually build a life you don't need to fly away from. Sit with that. Sit with that. And figure out how you're going to build this life to that life that you love.
Hey, this is Mahendra Raj. So, in that clip that you just watched, I find it really interesting because different people that are watching that will perceive that or give a different meaning. And, she said that it's easier to escape a life that you don't like than to build a life that you love. And consider this, if you're in a relationship, and it really doesn't matter if you're in a relationship with a person, a partner, you're in a relationship with someone else, a family member, or a relationship with a friend, or even in a relationship with something you want, a goal, for example. People don't often consider this, but when you set a goal, when you're going after something, whatever that goal is, whatever area of life that goal is for, you now are in relationship with that goal because it takes effort and work, right? So any relationship takes effort and work. But let's just stick to intimate relationships for a moment. Now, if you're in an intimate relationship and you're not enjoying it, you're unhappy. So if you follow this quote, it says it's easier to escape a life that you don't like than to build a life that you love. Now, there are two different versions of people, or two different pathways you can take from this. Number one is you can say, okay, I don't like this relationship I'm in. I don't like this person I'm with. So I'm going to escape and I'm going to go off and build a life I love by leaving this relationship, right? So I'm going to find another person. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to work on myself, then find another person. And then that will be the life I love that I built, right? So person A is going to give it the meaning that they must get out of that relationship in order to go off and build the life they love. Now person B, on the other hand, is going to give it the meaning that I don't like this situation I'm in, this relationship I'm in, the current context of the situation I'm in with this person. I don't like this. And instead of escaping, I'm going to build a life I love with this person. And like I said, you can apply this in a relationship with a person you love, or you can apply this in a relationship with a goal you have. Some people are going to not like the process of achieving that goal, the process of doing the work, the effort they have to put in, the roadblocks, the obstacles, which is no different from a relationship in an intimate relationship, right? There's so many obstacles, there's so many arguments, there's so many fights, there's so many disagreements, there's so many frustrations you're going to go through. So it's the same with any goal. And so a person in a goal is going to say, okay, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this goal. I don't like the amount of effort it takes. So I'm going to leave this goal and I'm going to build a life I love by choosing another goal. And then person B is going to go, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this situation, these obstacles. I don't like being in this situation. I don't like being in this frustration. So I'm going to change how I think about this goal. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to build this goal, because this goal is going to help me create a life that I truly love. And so you're always going to have person A and person B, the version of A and B. The question is, which path are you going to take? Are you going to escape the current relationship and leave the current relationship or whatever, whether it's the person or whether it's the goal. You're going to leave this to find what you love, to build what you love outside the current one? Or are you going to stay in this relationship because you don't like it? Are you going to stay in and build it here and now? This is the real question. And what determines that really is your conditioning, right? Society's conditioning on you, your conditioning from the time you were childhood, right? You were a child, your parents, your friends, your peers, and also what determines which direction you'll go or which path will you take. Whether you will leave or stay and build the life you love is what your current peer group tells you, shares with you, and who you're going to listen to. That's one of the biggest determinants, because your peer group really influences how you think and the decisions you make, no matter how independent you are. So it's really important to manage or control, really have take direct ownership of the mental frame, right? The frame, like a picture frame, the frame of how you're thinking, the frame of how you're perceiving, how you're giving meanings to things. Because if you give the meaning that this is shit, this current situation is shit, this person, this goal is causing me to feel like shit, then you're more likely to want to escape it and go build a life you love outside that relationship, outside that situation. You're going to find some new bright shiny object, so to speak. But whereas if you give it the meaning and you manage your frame, you give it the meaning, no, this is for me to learn, to grow, this is good for me, this is helping me discover more of who I am, this has helped me build perseverance, determination, build skill sets, the mindset, the emotional mastery, so that I can ascend higher, I can evolve higher. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough. Yes, I don't like it. But this is good for me. This is helping me. If you give it that meaning, if that's your mental frame, then, and on top of that, what's really important, managing mental frame means be careful who you listen to. Whether it's your friends, whether it's your peer group, whether it's your parents, whether it's your therapist, whether it's your coach, right? Do they really have the right frame that really supports the best decision that you can make? Are they being neutral? Or are they acting from their own past conditioning, hurts, traumas, experience? And the truth is, we're all deciding and acting from our past experiences and conditioning. It's very hard to disassociate that and stay neutral. I've spent years, decades as a coach working on this. Some days I still fall into my own conditioning, and I'm really working hard on pulling out from my own conditioning as I coach my clients. So, are you going to be version A or version B? Are you going to escape the current situation to seek out something new outside that you think will help you build the life you love? Or are you going to stay and escape the suffering of the current situation by actually staying and working on it and escaping from your own slavery, conditioned slavery, of your thoughts and beliefs of the past that are enslaving you? Which one will you be? Which path will you take? Up to you. Do you leave? Find something nicer outside or elsewhere? Or do you stay and work on it here and now until you build the life you truly love? Think about that.